Okay, guys, we're about a week away from the Ref Country Scouting Showcase in Birmingham, Alabama. Again, the dates are next Thursday, July 13th, 14th, and 15th is when they'll be playing their games. The purpose of this video is to show you what we're going to be doing from an evaluation perspective, how we're going to use that information at this showcase, and then also what we're going to do from a Ref Country perspective with this information down the road to help you get to the next level. So with that said, what I want to show you guys is I'll be sending an email out with the rules. Don't expect you guys to learn these rules, but just have an idea. Feel free to print this out and bring it with you. You can have it on the field, that's fine. If you need to pull it out just to get this right, again, that's fine, and we'll go over that later on when we get there in Birmingham. So what I want to show you guys is what we've put together from a scouting and evaluation perspective and why we need you guys signed up for Ref Country. We'll go through the two types of accounts for Ref Country a little bit later in this video, but at first I want to show you what we're giving to the coordinators and what they're going to see and how they're going to be evaluating you guys throughout these games. So as you can see here, we've got this page here on the left. We're going to put together a booklet which will have every crew in there. So if you see this one, this is basically an example of a crew. You've got a referee, 2 line of scrimmage officials, 2 deep wing officials, and a back judge. We need your professional photograph here. Please do it as these guys have done it. You know, you don't have to be in a coat and tie, but make it something along these lines. Please don't put yourself in football uniform. You know, we want to see what you look like. Make this a way for you to market yourself. So very important. We'll talk about that later with Ref Country, but we need you guys to get your profile picture in so we can pull that information out. Most of this stuff I have. If we need to add anything, we'll do it when you register. But I wanted to show you guys what they're going to be looking at and how we're going to ask them to evaluate you guys. So basically, just broken down as a general statement, we're going to ask them to evaluate your confidence, your mechanics, and your appearance. So confidence, how well you own your position. Do you look confident on the field? Mechanics, that's something that they're going to look at every single play. Doesn't have to be a play on your side. It can be, anytime, every single play, your mechanics are important. So just be aware of that. And then your appearance, how you look on the field in your uniform. The other thing we're going to ask them to do, and this is for Ref Country's perspective in helping you down the road, and we'll go through that later, but we're asking them, where are you ready to work today? So at what level? So for example, if you are a high school official currently and they think you're D2, D3 ready, that gives us the ability to go to these coordinators when we're talking about Ref Country, and when they need officials, we can say, okay, out of a list of 90 that attended this showcase, 13 of those are ready for your level. So we'll get into that a little bit later, but I just wanted you guys to see what we're doing and again why we're doing it. Then on the back of the page, they'll have a spot for notes. This is for them to make their own notes. If it's a coordinator making it for any of his prospects. We also want them to put notes of what can you improve on, or what are you currently doing that's really good, to help and continue to grow as an official. So this notes section is just kind of all over the place, but what we are going to try to do from a Ref Country perspective is get this information back from them. So we'll take these books back and we will put these notes together. We'll send you your feedback based on the 15 that are there evaluating. And then what we're going to do, and I'll show you going into it now, how we're going to use Ref Country to help push you guys into some of these conferences, where they deem you ready. So we'll dive right into that part of it. So first off, with Ref Country, I think everybody should be on here, whether you're a paid member or you're a non-paid member. So we'll go through both. A non-paid member is an inactive user. Okay, a paid member is an active user, and we'll go through a little bit of both. But everybody should be on here One, for the fact that you can click up here on officials once you've created a profile, as a free profile, you'll have the ability to see how many's on here. So there's 158. You can go through here, network, find officials in the conference in which you want to apply, get in some study groups, all kind of things of networking with officials. Very important part of what we do in moving up. And this gives you a way to do that. And the other thing is, on your account, you have the ability to keep your resume. So if you just fill out a free profile, you've got the ability to network with other officials, and you have the ability to keep a resume. The only thing we ask of you is to put a profile picture, okay? And we would like a professional headshot here, and we'll get into that later. But again, everybody should be on here at least as a free profile. Now the ones, so I'll go through that quickly. I set up a dummy account with Homer Simpson just to show you what an inactive user has the ability to look at. So they do not have the ability to look at clinics or coordinators, but they do have the ability to see all of the officials that are on the site. From their account perspective, they basically have access to these three. So profile, contact info, resume. And really this is for them to keep their resume up to date, so when they're ready to move up they can, or if they've made it to the highest level they want, no need for coordinators to see them. You can still keep a copy of your resume on here. Now one of the things I want to make sure when you go here, if you're a high school official, I know it says main conference and you have all of these collegiate conferences, but we have a spot for high school, so put it on there so when you're being viewed, and we're pulling this information off of here to make those scouting charts. I'm going to just show you what Homers look like. It'll say high school. Make sure, because if you don't put anything, we can't see where you're working. So we don't know when you're in college. We don't know, what level you're working at. So again, make sure to add that conference and get this information accurate, whether you're active or inactive. Okay. So now everybody has access to see Homer. Now what I want to show you, I'm going to sign in as a coordinator, and I want to show you what that looks like and what they're going to see. All right, so from a coordinator's perspective, if we go up and do the same thing, you notice it was 153 versus here we have 81 active. Okay, so if I click on side judges, you're not going to see Homer Simpson here. So he's out of the picture for coordinators to see. So he basically does not exist. So again, inactive is for you to network with other officials, keep your resume current, and that's pretty much it. Now what we're going to do from a Ref Country perspective for those that are active, so here you can see 81 are on here or active. We're going to take this information, all right, that's given to us from these coordinators and scouts. We're going to plug that into your account. So I'll use Glenn Adams as an example. I'll scroll down, put save as prospect. We're going to type in the notes that they made on Glenn. And if they say, okay, Glenn is ready for, let's go back here real quick. So Glenn works in the GAC. If they circled here, that he's ready for the FBS, then when we start talking to some of these coordinators, we're going to have this information that was the evaluations of Glenn. We'll have those in there, which will be on our dashboard, and we will physically put them in to a system. So if we're going to have the SWAC there, we'll have let's see, we'll have the Sun Belt, the SEC. We'll use them as an example. If Steve likes Glenn, he makes his notes. We're going to physically add Glenn in to the SEC or Sun Belt as a prospect. So now when Steve goes in to check his prospects, he can check his notes. If he clicks on Glenn, he goes down here to check his notes, and there he is. Okay, so that's the importance of how we're tying these two together. All right, so this is what coordinators will see. They'll have a spot for their prospects, and then you can also apply to these conferences that are on board. Now what we're going to do from a Ref Country perspective is take this information, and as we're talking to some of like the conferences that couldn't be in attendance, like the OVC or the MEAC, they had scheduling conflicts. We're going to physically add Glenn in to a system. So if they say, okay, Glenn is ready for the FBS, then when we start talking to some of these coordinators, we're going to have this information that was evaluated, the evaluations of Glenn. We'll have those in there, which will be on our dashboard, and we're going to if we see the numbers of people that are ready for their conference, we're going to send you guys there. So the active officials that are on here that we can keep track of and put these notes in there, we're going to send these to those conferences and help you get in there as much as we can. So again, that's how we're tying the two together. From a showcase perspective, hopefully you get a shot. You're going to have that opportunity right then and there. But what we're going to do from a Ref Country perspective is keep those notes and keep trying to, push you to certain conferences that have that need. OVC may have a need for a deep wing official. Out of 90 that attended, 30 were deep wings. We may have 4 that are ready for that level. We can give them that 4 with an evaluation of the group that was there. So again, it's a work in progress. There's a lot of things that I'm sure will change as we progress into next year. We hope to continue doing this. We really want your feedback from an official perspective. We also are going to ask the coordinators and the scouts, how can we make this better? So your feedback is very important to us. So please feel free to give us that feedback. Again, we're going to personally send everyone an email with your feedback from the camp. It'll be just general statements, but we want you to have this feedback of where they saw you today to give you something that you can work on throughout this season. So again, once we send you that information, please, we'll probably put something together. We may do a survey, or we may just ask you individually, what did you like, what did you not like? So think about those things and how we can make this better next year for you, the official, because we're going to be doing that with these coordinators as well to try to make this better for next year. So thank you guys for attending. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, you can go up here to the About Us, Contact Us page. You can send me an email that way. I'm going to be sending out an email with the rules and stuff. You can reply to that. You should have my email. I'll put my phone number on there. Feel free to call me anytime. Let me know what you need. Thank you guys for being a part of this. Please let us know what we can do to help you, and we'll see you in a week. Take care.